Behaviors are activities that people do on or off of Facebook. These can be everything from ordering a magazine subscription to spending an above-average amount online. Behaviors are constructed from someone's activity as they browse the internet, along with their offline activity. And that offline activity data is provided by a variety of partners of Facebook. That offline activity data might also include demographics, purchasing behaviors, and life events. So we're still here in the Ads Create tool, but this time I'm going to scroll down just below the interest entry here to the behaviors section. You'll enter behaviors just like interests. You can click within the search behaviors box and begin typing to browse. Or if I remove the text from the section and simply select again, you'll have a list to browse from some categories. At any time, you can also tap Browse on the right-hand side to pull up this list as well. Now, a lot of these behaviors seem like they'd be great options. But you have to be careful. There's not a guarantee the data here is accurate, so you'll want to test these options out to see what works for you. Now, behaviors have an OR relationship with each other, and to show you what I mean, let's add a few. I'm going to tap into the Digital Activities section and choose Console Gamers. And then I'll close that section by choosing the arrow icon next to the Digital Activities headline, and I'll choose Job Role. And let's pick educators. So at this point, these have an OR relationship. So our ad is either looking for console gamers or educators, not educators that are console gamers. But these behaviors have an AND relationship with everything else. And to make that a little more clear, let's look over here on the right-hand side in our audience definition section. Here you can see we have our interests, as we entered before, athlete, Gatorade, Nike, and so on. So in order for this ad to be targeted, we need an athlete that is also a console gamer. So the interests have an AND relationship with behaviors. So you can be an athlete and an educator, or an athlete and a console gamer, but you don't need to be an athlete that is a console gamer and educator. Now, if you look down below at our potential reach, we can see that it's gotten much smaller, 126,000 people. If I remove these behaviors, you'll notice that this number now jumps up to 1.4 million people. So we can see how these behaviors are again refining that reach to an even smaller number. Beyond behavior targeting, we have what's called connections targeting. And connections targeting helps you control whether your ad shows to people who already have a connection with you on Facebook or don't. You can see that here in the connections section just below the behavior section. It's currently set to all, but you can tap the radio button next to Advanced Connection Targeting to get a list of additional options. For example, you can identify people who have liked your page, joined your group, joined your event, or have used your app in the last 30 days. You can use connection targeting to also only show your ad to people who already have a connection with your page, or to exclude people who already have a connection with you from seeing the ad. You'll use connection targeting for any page that you're the admin of, so you can't pick any page on Facebook. It would be great if you could pick your competitor and simply target all of their fans, but that's not how it works. You have to have ownership of it. So to better show you what I mean, let's click into the box right under the heading, Include People Who Are Connected to ... If I select in here and start typing our page name of H+, therefore I only have to type the H, you can see the only option I have is the H+ Sport page. And if I select that, I'm now going to include only people who are connected to this page. And we can look over on the right-hand side, and we'll notice that our fuel gauge here shows that the targeting is very specific, and the potential reach is fewer than 1,000 people. And that's because the H+ Sport page only has a handful of fans. To remove that option, I'll choose the X in the right-hand corner. The most common use of connection targeting is to either show advertisements to your fans or exclude your fans from seeing your advertisement. Because Facebook doesn't guarantee that people who like your page will see your status updates, you may find the best way to increase engagement is to buy ads. Use connection targeting to refine your audience. Again, all of your audience targeting will apply to the connection targeting. So behavior targeting and connection targeting can add another layer to your advertisements as a way to help you reach the right audience. There's a lot of options, so take your time to evaluate and test them. It's not necessary to include these targeting options, and if it's your first ad, you might try leaving it off as to minimize how many variables you've included.